You guys ready to take the state back?
Absolutely, yes!
I don't know if you all saw there was a debate the other day. So in case you didn't know, your kids were out of school for 3 months. The party of gaslighting. I used to wonder what that meant. Now I know when you go in the dictionary, Gretchen Whitmer's face is next to the word gaslighting. So we all know that that isn't the case, but you should know that they have Barack Obama here today. And Garland Gilchrist spoke, and he came out and he said that we have to focus on education, and that starts with taking care of the adults.
No.
This explains so much about the last 4 years, doesn't it? Okay, that's because the teachers union gave them $1 million for their race, so they're of course concerned about the adults. I'm going to say this one more time. I'm interested in funding students, not systems.
Yes, there you go.
It's time to get our kids back on track. And you know when they're bringing Barack Obama in, they're concerned about their base.
Oh, yeah.
They're concerned that they're not getting the people out. But Garland Gilchrist, he came out and he said, right now, this election is about power. It's about making sure we have the power. That explains a lot too, because this is about service, as you just heard, not power. That's the mistake the Democrats have been making the whole time. But we cannot allow them to take over again, because we don't want to be lorded over by the power that they have used to destroy our businesses, to put our kids behind, to make our cities less safe. We cannot afford to allow that to happen again. So it is such a critical election to make sure we take this back. I think it's interesting though, because most Democrat politicians, they are stepping away from Joe Biden. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They asked Joe Biden the other day, they're like, why is it that the Democrats don't want to campaign with you? And he was like, oh. And then some numbers came out and you're like, what did that mean? But that's not how Gretchen Whitmer felt. Remember, she actually had him at the auto show and they held hands. You remember that? We're like, is she holding him up? But the interesting thing about that is that the media, of course, jumps right on this. They're like, oh my gosh, Gretchen Whitmer and Joe Biden were together holding hands. How sweet. It's like America's grandfather. Like, ew. Yeah, no. So I was like, what would the headline say if it were Tudor Dixon and Donald Trump holding hands? Probably not America's grandfather. I can tell you that much. So we know that even the other Democrats have figured out that's not a good idea, but Gretchen Whitmer has decided that she's still riding with Biden. Remember, she said she was riding with Biden and everybody has a seat. You want a seat on the Biden train?
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
No.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this seriously. We're going to make sure our kids can read. That's first and foremost, and that's something that they've lost.
Yeah.
We just got our reading scores back for 3rd grade last year, and nearly 60% of our 3rd graders failed their reading tests. I had someone say to me, one of the reporters recently say to me, you really hung up on this 3rd grade reading thing. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. She said, don't you think there are some 3rd graders that just aren't going to learn to read? And I said, well, which ones do you think we should not teach to read? She was really quiet after that. I don't have a lot of parents coming up to me and saying, that reading thing, we don't do that in our house. Stop this reading. Our kids from kindergarten to 3rd grade are learning to read. From 3rd grade on, they're reading to learn. If we rob them of that crucial step, they cannot unlock the rest of their lives. And that's And that's what's happening in the state of Michigan. Our kids are being robbed of an opportunity. So we're going to make sure that our kids get back to reading. But notice that Gretchen Whitmer would not answer when we asked over and over again how she felt about parents being involved in their schools. She won't answer.
She's not allowed to.
It's pretty clear she doesn't want the parents involved in schools. But she did mock the parents, because she came out and she said, I don't know if you remember this, where she said, my opponent thinks that books are more dangerous than guns. And you know what's interesting about that? She's referring to school shootings, and the really devastating thing is that the state of Michigan did have a school shooting. We had a school shooting in Oxford. And if she thinks it's that serious, then why the heck hasn't she done anything about it? She talks about this. She says, my opponent wants to put armed guards in our school. Do you think that the state police are blowing bubbles at people when they come up to Gretchen Whitmer, or do you think they're carrying guns?
Yes.
Because she thinks guns are good for her, to protect her, but not our kids? No way. And I am not about this idea that we're going to pick certain things that we're going to protect our kids from and not the other things. Because, yeah, books can be dangerous when they're the wrong books.
Yeah.
And the fact that she mocked parents by saying that, because I don't know about you, but I've seen parents across this whole state who have said, we're concerned about the books in school. And Gretchen Whitmer laughs about it. She laughed when she started that statement. So I just want you to know that parents in the state of Michigan will have rights in their child's education from now on.
Thank you.
And the information about what's in your child's classroom is going to be online so you can see it. We're going to make sure we get our kids caught back up. We're going to invest in our police officers.
Yeah!
Can you believe she said, I never talked about defunding the police. You're literally on tape saying that you support the spirit of defund the police. You marched with these people. I mean, they really think they're good at this gaslighting thing. Glenn Beck said to me, do you think she thinks she's a Jedi? Like, I want to fund the police. No, she's a terrible Jedi. So we're going to make sure that we fund our police. We're going to make sure that we bring back the American dream. We're no longer going to allow our businesses to be crushed, our restaurants to be closed, our communities to not be able to build themselves up. We're going to reduce the regulations in this state to make sure that every person in Michigan can achieve the American dream.
Yeah. There we go.
This is a crucial election. We are so glad that you are all here, but that's not enough. You got to go talk to your friends. You got to make sure everybody votes. This is going to be very close, and we need to get everybody out because we know what's on the line. It's going to be the future of this state. Because if we continue to allow kids to not learn to read, there will be no workforce, there will be no businesses here, it will crush us. This one vital fundamental of government is so crucial. We are at a crossroads, and I need your help. I need you guys to do this for the next 10 days. No, now I think it's like 9 days. It's dark out. Talk to all your friends, get people out to vote, and we are going to restore Michigan. Like I said, we're going to make sure kids can read. We're going to make sure our cities are safe. We're going to bring back the American dream. But right now, I've heard some people want to watch a football game. God bless you, and God bless the beautiful state of Michigan. Let's watch this